He told me that generals don't complain. If he had so, which is not what I would discuss, if you give him 6 months, if he doesn't get it done, he will drop the uniform. That time he was in uniform. Now you are a civilian. Now you can complain because you are no longer in uniform. As at the time, which is the tradition of the army, generals don't complain. So my question to you, my big friend, is will you ask for those things from your appointee, that is the CNC, and here you are before the Senate that promised to give you that support. So if you ask that question or you demand for that thing, I want to believe that the Senate will support you to get it. And that will mean that this issue of insecurity will be something that will be a history when we are still senators.
On the issue of whether 100 days or 6 months, I think it's important that we must make sure that within a very limited time, people should see that things are changing. We're able to achieve that, and we can still do that, and we will do that. All we need is the support. So I want to seek indulgence that once I take over after 3 weeks, we'll be able to come back, maybe have a closed session, because there are a lot of things that we need to bring to the fore that will assist the members of armed forces and other security agencies. We cannot say it out in the open. There are a lot of gaps that we need to close in. And I think that's very important if we're able to sit down. I'll sit down with all of them, we'll discuss, and then we'll come back again and sit down and show you clearly the roadmap. What is it that is doing? What do we need? What kind of support do we need for us to be able to achieve? I think that's very, very important.
Has joined and other zones. I worked closely with the retired general. And in fact, our relationship has gone beyond official to personal. I just want to add to what distinguished Senator Ahmed Lawan said, and to also urge our colleagues to give this gentleman the optimum support. And this support is in the field of appropriation. And not only that, it is also important not only to appropriate, but to make sure the funds are provided as at when needed. We have been advocating, Mr. Senate President, and this Senate should do that the budget of the armed forces and indeed other important security agencies should be on the first line charge, and it should be released to them as at when due. This is not what is happening now. And as the former Senate President said, I will repeat it now that you all know, Hanum Banza Bayat Okauta. And it is time for me now, sir, to commend Mr. President for not only appointing General Christopher as the Minister of Defense after retirement as CDS, but also declaring this issue of insecurity as an emergency. And also just day before yesterday or so, the Senate passed a resolution advising Mr. President to rejig the security architecture. That is being done. Now what is remaining is to give the military and other security agencies what they need to walk the talk. Now back to the question. I'm constrained by what you said, that some of these questions should be asked in executive session. But fortunately, what I discussed, or my question to the minister now, is something that I discussed with him. Now that you have the chance to ask Because he told me that generals don't complain. If he had so, which is not what I would discuss, if you give him 6 months, if he doesn't get it done, he will drop the uniform. That time he was in uniform. Now you are a civilian. Now you can complain because you are no longer in uniform. As at the time, which is the tradition of the army, generals don't complain. So my question to you, my big friend, is will you ask for those things from your appointee, that is the CNC, and here you are before the Senate that promised to give you that support. So if you ask that question or you demand for that thing, I want to believe that the Senate will support you to get it. And that will mean that this issue of insecurity will be something that will be a history when we are still senators. Thank you.
Thank you. General, no, you don't need to answer. I hope you are writing it down. Let me invite Senator Wadada to also ask questions. Please just restrict yourself to 1 minute. But in the meantime, Senator Wadada, accompanying the Chief of Defense Staff Emeritus and Minister of Defense nominee is Honorable Ajaraton Kulobali, Second Deputy Speaker.
Mr. President, sitting as chair, I remain Senator Ahmed Wadada Aliyu, Sarkin Yakin Kefi, Magajin Dangin Lafia, and I represent Nasarawa West Senatorial District of Nasarawa State. I still remain horse rider, yes. Mr. President, sitting as chair, distinguished colleagues, Mr. Nominee, at this point, mine wouldn't be question. It will be commendation, congratulations, and some level of caution to the nominee. Commendation to say that truly by your nomination is a confirmation that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, truly has the eagle eye to have nominated you to be Minister of Defense. And I congratulate you. Having congratulated you, why mine will not be a question, all the questions that I should have asked had been asked. But it's to say to you, based on where you're coming from, the commendations and accolades that you've gotten from my colleagues, is to say to you that I will be requesting the Senate to give you like what had not been done before. You will be approved, but in principle it will be probational. If within the first 6 months, these sensitive questions are not brought to bear in the affirmative, where is Brigadier General who authorized the withdrawal of soldiers 30 minutes before the operation that saw to the kidnapping of the MAGA, 25 children in MAGA, and etc., are not answered, or no progress is seen by the Senate, by extension the country, because the Senate is the country. We represent Nigerians here. If those are not taken care of within the first 6 months, this same Senate that members have applauded you, commended you, and will approve you, the same Senate will call on the president to send you packing, so that any other person that is saddled with the responsibility that you are saddled or will be saddled with, which quote and unquote will be within the sphere of security responsibilities, will sit up when and if such a person is saddled with the responsibility you are saddled with. To this, or with this, once more I congratulate you and I caution you to have, I don't know if you play polo because you are not a polo player, I would have known. But for you, for an officer retired that has gotten to the level that you had gotten, eyes on the ball. Thank you.